Hey guys, just wanted to share something from my reading today. I love how the Bible teaches us lessons about life and leadership. And so hopefully this will speak to your heart this morning. It comes from John chapter 8. I'll start with verse 1. It's a story or a parable actually it's a story that all of you are very familiar with. Then they all went home, but Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. And at dawn he appeared again in the temple courts where all the people gathered around him, and he sat down to teach them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. She had sinned. She had sinned in a big way. And the law of Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now what do you say?" They were using this question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him. But Jesus bent down, started to write on the ground with his finger. Now, I want to sit there and look at this for a moment from a human nature standpoint, because Jesus was a very intelligent man. He was all human. I believe when he came down to earth, he took on 100% humanity with still a connection and a memory, his memory of being with God, knowing God, and knew God in a very special way. So he had extreme wisdom that we actually can have some access to through our knowledge and an affiliation with God ourselves. But he took time in this scenario, said he bent down, started to write on the ground with his finger. What I want to share is the pause. So often we run into an answer. We feel like we need to answer that question or defend right away. And I see Jesus just sit here and pause. Some could take it that he was ignoring. Maybe he was. Or maybe he was just taking time to ponder what has been asked. What are they trying to accomplish? What is their agenda? What are they trying to figure out? And I'm going to take time to come up with an intelligent response to their question to me. And that's where we see, and when they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." There was his response. Then again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. Now, here's what's interesting. They say one of the biggest problems that salespeople have in general is that they sell or persuade a customer or a prospect, or they persuade whomever they're trying to persuade to do something. But then they keep talking. And while they keep talking, they ultimately lose the sale. What I think is interesting here is that Jesus shows us he responded after his pause, he responded, and then he paused again. There is power in silence. There's power in a pause when it comes to persuasion and when it comes to negotiation. That just making that one statement, getting quiet. Because when you get quiet, it forces the other people to think. And in that time, it gets awkward for everyone. But if you can hold that silence and you can hold that pause, the other person is now required to either respond or do as these people did, and they moved on. At this, those who heard began to go away one at a time, the older ones first, until only Jesus was left with the woman still standing there. Jesus straightened up and asked her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" "No one, sir," she said. "Then neither do I condemn you." Now, I stopped there for a major spiritual point for all of us that are watching. In this societal church today, here we are in 2020, many people want to stop right there. Neither do I condemn you. Because Jesus is not here to necessarily condemn us and show us how bad we are. He's here to show us that amazing grace and that awesome mercy, that we can have that forgiveness of our sins and have that time to become someone else. But if I stop there, there is no becoming of someone else. Here's what the rest of the verse says. Jesus declared, "Go now and leave your life of sin." My encouragement, guys, I know all of us are trying to live this, but it's great to hold on to the grace and mercy part of the message. But Jesus is calling each and every one of us to transform our life, to move away from our life of sin, to begin that change, that process of change. And so just wanted to share that today in my reading. I thought it was both PowerPoints for me. Hope it's helpful to you, and I hope you guys have a great and blessed day.